Hi everyone, welcome to BattleTech. My name is Max, and I'm going to be starting a campaign today. So it's going to customize the difficulty levels here. Various things that you can choose in terms of modifying it. I'm going to skip the prologue. These are the tutorial missions at the start. I don't need those. Go on Iron Man, even though I know that there are some bugs and missions that can cause problems. We're going to up the parts for mech assembly up to 8. This is the number of pieces of salvage that you need, partial salvage, in order to build a full mech. If I'm going to be using this, then they're going to come with the default guns. In terms of enemy force strength, we're going to go up to hard here. Advanced mech warriors is how often mech warriors with advanced skills appear in the recruitment halls around the map. I'm going to keep those as rare because I prefer to recruit rookies and train them up. It's cheaper that way. They don't require as much in way of salary. Mech destruction I keep off. I don't like it. Contract payment, I'll keep that normal. Salvage is normal. Mech warrior progression, let's go for a slow progression in there. And I don't mind having no rare salvage when it comes to picking it up. There's always an opportunity to purchase things in the shops as you go. So, let's get rocking. Ooh, just move the cat off the desk. Doesn't make the game any easier. Yes, meow. Boop-a-doo-da-dee-dee. So, for those of you who haven't played BattleTech before, BattleTech is a game that first came out in the 1980s. It's a war game based in the...
I am Kamea of House Urano,
High
Lady of the Oregon Reach, Protector of Coromedir.
Would you mind awfully if I
Sword of
skip this?
Restoration.
Sorry, yes. Story. So the basic background to this is the world of the future. Mankind has left the confines of our gravity well on Earth and has established various colonies on thousands of planets in an area of space now known as the Inner Sphere. You know what? I don't think it matters. Let's skip forward to this. So, now this is based at a time where there is a lull in over 300 years of fighting. Technology has been blasted back in some cases to the feudal age on various planets. But the last vestiges of the Star League era of high technology are these fantastic 2-3 story tall walking war machines called battle mechs that are at the centre of all military endeavours in the modern era. So for our character, I think we're going to go for somebody from the Free Worlds League. The background to this character is that we are of noble birth, so perhaps the offspring of a ruling family from a particular planet. But that planet perhaps fell into disrepair, the jump ship stopped coming, and it was taken away from us. So eventually, at the age of 16, the family collapsed economically and lost all of its holdings. So with nothing but our ancestral Blackjack, which is a medium weight fire support mech, we set out to create a new life. Now that new life, largely based on what the badge looks like, could either be a soldier, pirate, we could be a gladiator in the televised battle arenas of Solaris 7, a normal Inner Sphere mercenary with the death's head of the Atlas here, freelancer or merchant guard. I'm going to go for a mercenary on this one. And we arrived at the Oregon Reach. We met our mentor, Mastiff Montgomery, and we have teamed up with a Lady Kamea Urano as her bodyguard. only for the inevitable betrayal of her and her family, a coup against her reign, and her uncle and cousin have decided to take power away from her. So we get to pick a character. I think in this playthrough I shall be playing as a male, looking through the various prototypical characters here. This moustache looks interesting, we'll go for that. A little bit of customization. That's fine. Camera. Now, most of the starting characters I tend to look up and to the left like this, so I'm going to copy that. Looks better for highlighting the moustache. And what colour? Ooh, green, maybe. Blonde, distinctive. I'm enjoying that, yes. Should we go for some kind of tattoo? That's barely visible. Makeup then. Yes, I can see that working. Perhaps a slightly darker shade. Ooh, there we go. Let's go for that. And what shall we call you? We are going to call you Jabberwock. Because your name is James Walk. And why not? So, here is Jabberwock. We come from the Free Worlds League. We have a 4 in tactics, 1 extra in guts. These are our 4 stats here. Actually a pretty poor pilot and gunner, and we'll just have to live with that through the first missions until I get enough experience to level up. On the day of Lady Camilla Rano's ascension to the throne, her uncle Lord Espinosa and his daughter Victoria launch a desperate coup. Through surprise, sabotage, and strength in numbers, their forces quickly secure the capital and solidify control over the Oregon government. With help from you and your old mentor, Mastiff Montgomery, Lady Camilla, along with her close friend and advisor Alexander Madeira, attempt an escape. Mastiff sacrifices himself to cover their exit, but their dropship is destroyed during the attempt. In the aftermath of the battle, you and your mech were recovered by Darius Oliveira, the executive officer of a small mercenary company in need of a new commander. It's odd, if you need a new commander, that you'd go recruiting on the edge of a military coup, looking for somebody who has to eject from their mech, and somehow dropping into the middle of this war zone and capturing both the pilot and the mech from under the noses of the attacking forces. However, 3 years after this, and we find ourselves as the commander of this little mercenary band, undertaking a mission for a company that needs some help protecting their assets on a mining world. It's not a salubrious start, particularly. We know it's loaded when the planet starts. Oh, there we go. We're off.
Command interface initiated.
Okay. The Independent Prospectors League thanks you for your assistance, Commander. We're miners, not soldiers. We can't fight these bastards off on our own. Language, IPL. That's what you're paying us for, don't worry, we'll get your platforms back. This isn't just about reclaiming what's ours. Majesty Metals killed hundreds of us when they tried to jump our claim. We want you to make them bleed for what they've done here. Commander, the OPFOR is holding 2 of the IPL's mining platforms. The first, designated Alpha, is where they're keeping their turret generator. Move in fast, take it out. Those turrets hit hard. You'll want to neutralize them ASAP. Platform Bravo is the site of the OPFOR's corporate security tower. Engage and destroy it. If they bring in a mech to protect it, take that out too. then circle on back and we'll give our pay. That's right, I'm ready and waiting to authorise the transfer. Now, go on, Commander. Hit those corporate pigs where it hurts. We'll be watching the action from here. So, welcome to the combat interface. Here we have our 4 mechs. We have our Blackjack with the 20mm autocannons on the arms, and we have an array of 4 medium lasers across the front. 45 tons, jump capable, a bit hot it will tend to run. We have a Vindicator here.
I hear ya.
Yes, you hear me, piloted by Glitch. The Vindicator is a Capellan mech. In fact, built on the planet of Capella for hundreds of years. There are lots of them, particularly in Liao space, and it's a bit of a mishmash. Small laser, medium laser, PPC, LRM5. Not very good at anything in particular, but I think in this we're going to be using it as our long-range fire support. We might need to tweak the build. So we have, ready for orders, Behemoth piloting our 55-ton Shadowhawk. This is our heaviest mech here, by far, and it's got by far the most armour. Unfortunately, the Shadowhawk 2H version, as here, has some problems, many of those problems being the weaponry that it's got. Each of these is kind of a pop gun weapon, and they're all at different ranges. So we have a difficult time with the Shadowhawk deciding whether to engage at range with the AC5 and the LRM5 or close in with the medium laser and the SRM2. I'd rather it did one or the other, but not both. I'm probably going to be making Behemoth my tank, because she has the fantastic Bulwark ability, which gives us bonus damage reduction in cover and when we're using our guard stance. And then finally, yes, good, Decker is in our Spider. The Spider is highly manoeuvrable, jump capable mech, only armed with 2 medium lasers, paper thin armour, and it has to try and not get hit too often, otherwise we're going to be causing ourselves some problems. So, up this road here, we have Platform Alpha, and what we've been asked to do is destroy this turret generator. These pylons here have little turrets on them, and those can shoot. There's also a small security force protecting this base. Now, the game kind of encourages you, because of where the camera is positioned, to go straight up the main road, and that indeed is an option that I'm not going to take. I've decided to come around this way and go counterclockwise around the map. So if we accelerate with our Spider here, the others might have to catch up a little bit.
On my way.
Ba-ba-ba. Right, no enemies in sensor range. Our sensor range, by the way, let's take Decker here, for example. You can see this blue line here. This is the limit of our sensor capability. It runs at about 400 meters from the mech, to give you an idea of distance, whereas visual distance is only about 300 meters from the mech. You can get things for the head, modifications to enhance your visual range, but until you get long-range weapons that can go over 300 meters with any degree of success, then that's going to be a bit pointless. Anyway, let's carry on round anti-clockwise. Should be able to do this quite quickly.
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
Okay, so we can already see the speed difference here of our mechs. The Spider way out in front, the Shadowhawk next, and these two languishing behind. So I'm going to move Decker here to the very edge of the map and just turn him to the left so he's looking up the hill. There is a path here which leads up to the base, and we're going to expect to see any defenders that are up here at the top of the path with the turrets. If we can get Decker into a position to open fire on any turret towers at the top, let's keep these a little bit together for the moment. So let's see if we can get anyone on the scan. Off we go. Anyone? No? Okay. let's sneak forward here. This is going to reveal, I believe. There we go.
You are trespassing on Majesty metals and manufacturing property.
Good alliteration.
In collusion with a domestic terrorist organization.
Okay.
Cease your advance immediately, or you will be fired upon.
Well, if you have indeed killed hundreds of people, then thank you for the warning. That's very polite of you. I wasn't expecting that, but why not? So, what I'm going to do here is try and get into range for a shot on this turret generator here. Excuse me. You can see these red lines here. This is where I have line of sight and I'm in range for a shot. I'd like to jump to get my 4 chevrons of evasion, and the little tree icon there will suggest that I am in cover. So let's try about there. That looks like I'm going to be in a nice, comfortable range of there, and we'll be able to get a shot on, and it will give my other mechs the chance to have a go at the building from range. Okay, so here we have already 2 mechs, and we can see the 2 turrets here from the side. So Decker, I'm going to ask him to attack here. We can see we've got 80% chance of hitting. The graphics unfortunately will suggest that the laser beams managed to penetrate the ground, which is surprising. Ooh, sensor lock, steady on. Right, now all 3 of my other mechs are heading off at initiative 3, so we'll see if we can get any shots on. They are still some distance away, but given the Blackjack and the Shadowhawk and the actually, Glitch, you've got a particle cannon, which is a beautiful blue lightning weapon. Let's see if you can come up here. I'll put you in cover as well, and we'll see if we can get some decent shots. Oh, we can. There we go. It's not too bad. Hello. So we've got 50 hit points left on this building, 85% chance of causing 50 damage. I might as well fire the LRMs at them as well.
Here we go!
Good shot. Boom! Turret generator down. Right. Now we have our next go. Now, these mechs here may well have already moved, so what I'm going to do, if I can get into range to spot them... maybe not. Can I get into cover with... I want Behemoth to be my tip of the spear, really, so I'll jump her up here for a moment. And then just guard her, so she'll get her 40% damage reduction. And my Blackjack, I'll keep line of sight broken with this rock wall here, and I'll brace there. Right, they have 2 light mechs. Oh, they did have a go at Behemoth. That's okay. Now the one thing I'm trying to avoid here is getting a headshot, because that will put Behemoth into the recovery ward after the mission, and will waste a lot of time, which will be unfortunate. But what we're going to do here, so this is the enemy in a Commando 2D. The Commando 2D has some quite potent short-range weapons for a mech of its size, but it is a tiny mech. And moreover, this one's damaged. Shoddy upkeep has reduced it to only half of its armour. So if you look at its right arm here, for example, where it's got its 4 rack of short-range missiles, it's only got 15 armour points. And the centre torso, which if we manage to destroy it will kill the mech entirely, can take a maximum of 60 points of damage, so it shouldn't take us too long to disable this entirely. Yeah. Right, now I could, the yellow box here indicates that I can rush in and go for a melee. That's quite an aggressive move for the Spider, and with this mech sitting behind here, the potential for me getting ganked at that point is quite high, but just for the sake of brevity, I think I'm going to reserve here and see what this other mech does. Ooh, chancy. So that too is a Spider. Didn't use any of its speed to build up evasion pips, but it is in forest. I think the Commando here represents by far the greater threat. Rather than shoot it with my twin medium lasers, I am going to rush in here, and I'm going to give it a go. Because the distance travelled is going to be reasonable, he will build up a certain degree of evasion going this route, but just to make sure he has some kind of defence, I'm going to give him vigilance at the end. And that will allow him to benefit from guarded even after he's conducted his melee attack. So let's give this a go and see how we get on. Oh, nice kick. Okay, structure exposed, and that's just in the arm. He's down to 5 points of structural damage now. With a laser, the benefit if I can destroy him from there. So, the order in which I do the rest is kind of meaningless, although I'll start from the back and work my way in, I think. Probably not be in medium laser range. Oh no, I am. That's fortunate. Not very great odds to hit. As I said, my shooting isn't that great, but he hasn't moved. He's standing out in the open. He's not in cover. There's no reason in my mind, apart from a bit of heat here, to give him the full welly. Off we go. Underwhelming. Never mind. Perhaps one of the others should be able to follow up with something a bit more potent. Now, I'm going to try and put Behemoth at the front again, in cover to gain benefit. But I do see here that the line of sight she has with the Commando is going to be a little bit limited. We might just have to weather that. Again, not great chances to hit, but no, I'll just go for it. Okay. Got some nice hits. We've got the unsteady characteristic here. If I can cause some more stability damage, which is well within Glitch's capability, then we should be able to knock him over. Some good chances to hit here. I could toss some sartorial missiles at the spider, but honestly, I want to get rid of this mech first if I can. He's in all sorts of trouble already, and if we can touch off that SRM ammo or take that leg off, then we're probably in good shape. Let's see how we get on. Oh, Glitch, so disappointing. Right. The enemy Op4 has just decided to bust in some reinforcements, but they're a long way away from me, so I'm not that worried about it. Deke here has an opportunity to retreat, which I think I may well take. Let's see if I can put him into a position where he can still get a shot at this guy. Yeah, I think I will. If I bring him across here, you can still get a shot on the enemy Commando without necessarily being in line of sight of the spider. I don't want him to get particularly hurt. Boom. Handled it very well. Oh, there he goes, legging it. Fine. He comes forward. Ooh. Structure exposed. But you've come out of the forest and now you're just standing there like a chipmunk. Okay, well, that's fine. Let's switch our targets. Nearly at the red line. I don't mind. Until we get away from these stock builds, we're going to be running the red line quite a lot, I suspect, on these. Right. Now, the Shadowhawk, Behemoth only can shoot at one thing at a time. And what I'd like to do is, if I can get a decent shot on that. Glitch. Right, Glitch has multi-shot. So, she has the opportunity to not only fire some things here, but also toss some LRMs at the Commando. I'm going to be taking advantage of that. So, The LRM-5 is being shot at target A here. PPC and medium laser at target B here. But we'll give that a shot. See how we go. Sartorial damage only. Whoa, leg off. Okay. That's going to cause him some difficulties. Now, once the mech falls over, we get free called shots on the mech. Because of the lack of gunnery skill amongst my starting team, it's not likely to be that useful. What we can have a look is, yeah, 15% to leg the mech and take this second leg off. I need to cause 50 points of damage. Well, if the autocannon hits it, I might get lucky. No. I mean, it doesn't matter for this mission anyway. Spoiler alert, I'm not getting away with any salvage from this one. I love that punch animation for the Commando. Looks so impressive.
Ready for orders.
And it is really not. Alright, right back at you.
Locked on for physical attack.
That's just... oh dear. Oh, up you get. Hop along. Where are we going now? Must punch someone. Oh, even worse. Oh. That was painful. Bearmoth, is there something you can do? Just... oh, for heaven's sake, just punch him out of his misery. Thank you very much. Right. Spiders with one leg shouldn't really launch a close range attack. Glitch.
Good to go.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, the medium laser is not great, honestly, but if we get a bit more range, oh, it's going to be fine.
Coordinates received.
Overheat alert! Crikey.
Tell me what to do.
Much better.
Gotcha.
Right. That's these guys all dealt with. Let's start heading for the rest of the opposing force.
Gotcha. Copy that.
Now, we saw it land down here. We have a mission called Destroy the Shadowhawk. Spoiler alert.
Waiting for orders.
Right, Decker. Where are we going to put you so people won't shoot at you? Well, this large piece of rock here is fine, or I could even hide down here.
On the move.
Okay. So, the enemy has moved up this valley somewhat. We have two vehicles. A mech, which we might suspect is another Shadowhawk, like the one Bearmoth is piloting. I've got to get all of my guys caught up here. We're not going to engage right now, so sprint. Where are you going? You're coming to the end here. That's okay. We can accommodate you. Oh, come on, Glitch.
Moving fast.
You're not like you're moving that fast. You're not moving fast enough, really. Really.
Standing by.
Okay, you can come over the top here.
Roger, full speed.
Right.
Orders.
Where am I going to put you? So, there's a channel through here which will give us visibility down into the valley, but will mean that I'll get shot at. I could carry on down the road. This guy may well come around the corner. He's got an LRM-5 which he can fire indirectly. I'm going to give this a try anyway. We should be okay. He's going to have 4 evasion pips. Each one of these is 10% more difficult to hit him. And with guarded as well, we get some damage reduction. See, he may well now be visible down here, but I don't think my other mechs are in a position to be able to... Oh, maybe. No. Oh well, we'll sprint into position. I don't mind giving them visibility of the Shadowhawk because it will give them something to shoot at. And with 4 evasion pips and all of the armour here, the only thing I need to be worried about is the accidental headshot. So I don't mind about that. But what that does allow me to do, of course, is then just start to indirect fire the LRMs here. Bomb. And off you go. Now, an LRM-5, it's not actually going to cause him a huge degree of problems, although he too has weak armour for one of these introductory missions. Come on then. Run. But it makes me feel better. Right. Master Decker. Now, I could come back here and get a shot on these guys. Or I could come down here. What I'm going to do is make sure I get a good degree of evasion, and I'm going to see if I can take out these vehicles. I can rotate the mech here so I can determine what my side is, because notice my spider is damaged in the right arm here. So if I can actually turn it, so using the jump jets, to gain visibility on this tank here, which is possibly here, but then turn so that my left arm is facing this direction, it will protect my damaged side somewhat. There we go. Damn, I'm not in view. Oh, blah, 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 blah. So no point in attacking our brace, but ow. Right, so, Bearmoth, I'm going to jump. The Shadowhawk, for all of its pop guns, does actually have good cooling systems, so I'm very happy to jump her about in combat. And I can use the tab key here to just cycle through the targets. I've got a Scorpion tank in here. It's a reasonably light tank with a 50mm cannon. We've got the Shadowhawk, of course, which is probably our primary threat, but he too has weak armour, and this one has ammo in the centre torso, which is never a good thing. And here we have another Scorpion. AC5's not that dangerous particularly, but I'm going to take the vehicles out because it's removing the primary firepower most quickly. I don't mind taking this guy out first. Let's give this a go. There we go. Vehicle up. Missed. Ow, ow, ow. No, you're alright.
Light damage, Commander.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, Glitch, can you get anything other than NRMs going? No. Well, maybe instead of the Shadowhawk, I'll just bang some Lerms at the Scorpion. We'll start peeling off that paintwork. Right, can I get any shots on? Oh, yes, yes I can. Yes I can. Right, now 80% is good. What's better? Precision shot. Now, the precision shot here, I'm using my skill is capped out at 80% anyway. Just my skill isn't good enough. And of course I can't boost the locational hit boxes particularly well. But let's try and put everything in the centre of mass. If we can penetrate the armour and trigger off the ammo, it's a one-hit kill. But let's give it a go. No. Oh well. Ooh, friendly fire from the turrets. I've drawn them forward far enough that our employer seems to be in range of the tanks here. But what's better than being in range of the tank is being out of line of sight of that Shadowhawk, but still getting a melee attack on the tank, which does double damage. Boom. That would be embarrassing if that had missed. Yeah. Right, let's keep the pressure up.
Yes, Commander.
I can drop behind him. Whether it's worthwhile given how little armour he's got elsewhere. We've already punched the armour there. It's got 32. Ooh, even 13 in the... Yeah, 15. Well... It'll scale a willies out of him. Oh, I could do a DFA. Now, DFA, Death from Above, it's horribly inefficient because it will do huge amounts of damage to my legs, but it is amusing. Let's give this a go. Boom! There we go, solved. Ooh, I'm down to 5 hit points on the legs before it goes internal. Oh dear. Oh, that was worth doing though. Right, back to precision shots. I'm just going to keep him there. Oh no, I could vigilant. Yes, vigilance. I'll get some guarded goodness going here. Then I'm going to fire up the old shots on this. Boom. Right, he's not left with very much. He's got the 50mm cannon on the shoulder, I think, probably, and still got the SRM2, which is in the head on these models. But he's in trouble. And if we can get Glitch in, having some pot shots as well, we're going to have some fun. Right, let's jump in here. And we'll just pop this in and... the AC5 could still be a... No, still centre at all, so... Right, who's he gonna punch? Oh, he's just running away. Ooh, scary. Right, Decker, see if you can punch him. Oh! See, the cameraman was hiding behind the rock. Jabberwock. Yeah, AC2s. Yeah, that's good. That's good. The heat on this is going to be terrible. Let's see if we can... Oh, overload. Here we go. Take 1, 2. Yeah, I think this is still worth it. Oh, there he goes. Okay. Now we've got to destroy the security tower, which is over here. Sorry, that didn't work.
Got it.
Got it? Where? No, Decker.
Yes, Commander.
Oh, you'll be the closest, won't you? Because that's where you need to go. And Behemoth. Yeah, you'll get them. Right.
Good to go.
Yeah, 50 to get through. Well, if he hits both of these...
Firing on target.
That's a very weak building.
That one. Great job, Commander. Double back to our client's platform. The sooner we can collect our pay and break orbit, the better.
Okay, here we go. Boom, 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 boom.
Moving to position.
Right, this orange dot here is where we're aiming for. We're getting back to the Allied base. Normally in missions, you'd just end the mission once you've achieved all of the primary objectives, but there's just one more scene-setting exercise to go through. Brilliant work, Commander. We should have no trouble mopping up at the other platforms now that their defences are down. We get the job done. Speaking of which, I wasn't finished. These platforms won't do us much good if we can't hold them. Majesty Metals taught us that. So we're going to need your battle mechs. You're going to want to reconsider that. Why? Your lance has already been target locked by our turrets. Now power down and surrender, and we'll let you walk. Or try to fight and we'll tear you to shreds. Your call. Well, there goes our Goddamned payday. Hold tight, Commander. We're on our way. I'm not holding tight, you know. And I'm not hugely worried because... Oh dear. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is just make sure I've got some evasion going on here for the spider. And well, I still have some decent attacks on the turret generator. We'll take the turrets out as best we can. Okay, another couple of hits on that and we'll be good. Ooh, oh dear. I don't think you wanted to do that. Right, what have we got going on here? Let's have a look. That'll be okay. I can still see a lot of people from there. And I should be able to destroy that. Oh, I must admit, I'd forgotten to turn the rest of our weapons on, but it's all collapsed. And all of the turrets have now blown up. Leaving us with... leaving us with just a few vehicles to take out. So, let's see if we can cause them some damage.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Yeah, the Vindicator is better at range, if we can manage it. So, let's start with this one over here. It's got some decent shots on there. We'll see if we can finish it off in one. If that PPC hits, this is toast. Ooh, gone. Gonny. Gonny. Oh. And now with my pop guns, let's see if I can do something similar with this. I've built up some wobbliness there. I'm just going to use Vigilance to take that off. I probably don't need it for the defensive buff, but, you know, I'll have it anyway. Right, all weapons on. Good. Eat this. Ooh! Oh, that made me wonder. SRM2 finally clinched it. Right, where's this last dude? There he is. I really don't mind about the buildings they're wrecking. Right. Decker, anything you can do here? I don't think we've got too many problems here. This is a Striker. It's one of the better light vehicles. It's armed with a Lerm 10 and a Shram 6. Reasonably well armoured, but of course with with a small number of structural points internally, anything that goes through the armour is going to be pretty much fatal straight away. Oh, Decker! For heaven's sake.
Yes, Commander.
Right, I suppose.
Coordinates received.
Yeah, see, my long-range weapons here are rubbish. I'm going to just use Precision Strike to bump them a little bit. And that gives me opportunity to aim at something a bit more vulnerable.
Vehicle down.
Yeah, vehicle down. And there we go. Stand by for extraction, Commander. Let's get the hell out of here. Oh, and Darius. I know, Mayor, I know. You want another team meeting. Give the man a prize.
Mission successful.
So, that's the first mission over. In the next video, I'll be showing you some tweaks to make to the opening lance to give them a bit of a capability boost. We'll see what missions we have on offer and do the next one. So, join me then. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.